Well, today marks 1 year since rioters stormed our nation's capital. The violence turned deadly as 5 people lost their lives as a result of the actions on that day. Today, President Biden delivered a direct speech placing blame for the attack on President Trump. It was the first event in a day of ceremonies, remembrances, and reflections for the lawmakers and staff who were there that day. NBC's Chris Pallone has the latest now from Washington.
In a day of solemn remembrances at the Capitol,
the pain and scars from that day run deep.
President Biden used his sharpest language so far, putting direct blame for the deadly insurrection that happened there 1 year ago on his predecessor, who continues to falsely claim the 2020 election was fraudulent.
Here's the truth. The former President of the United States of America has created and spread a web of lies about the 2020 election.
The president spoke in Statuary Hall, which was filled a year ago with supporters of former President Trump who clashed with police, broke in, and tried to stop the certification of Biden's election victory.
This wasn't a group of tourists. This was an armed insurrection.
We commend our spirits of fear, anger, and uncertainty.
Later, lawmakers prayed, held a moment of silence, and remembered the police officers who died in the attack's aftermath.
Because of them, Congress was able to defeat the insurrection.
Most Republicans skipped the commemorations, but former Vice President Dick Cheney visited the House floor with his daughter Liz, who is one of 2 Republicans on the committee investigating the January 6th attack.
Unfortunately, too many in my own party are embracing that former president, are looking the other way, are minimizing the danger.
In one of several falsehood-laden statements he issued Thursday, former President Trump called the day's events political theater.
I will stand in this breach. I will defend this nation. And I will allow no one to place a dagger at the throat of democracy.
Ramping up his rhetoric, the president made clear he believes the threat from the insurrection and those who supported it remains serious even today. And more than 700 people have been arrested and charged for their roles in the Capitol attack a year ago. The Attorney General said yesterday that the investigation will go where the facts lead. Jay, back to you.
All right, Chris, we've heard plenty from Democratic leaders today. Among the comments not previously heard, at least in that report, Vice President Kamala Harris comparing January 6th of last year to December 7th, which of course was the date of the Pearl Harbor attacks, and also comparing it to 9/11. I'm wondering what Republican leaders are saying. I know they were absent from many of the ceremonies today, but what are they saying on this, the first anniversary of the riots?
Yeah, not much. And to be honest, many of them were not here. A lot of them are attending the funeral for former Senator Johnny Isakson down in Georgia. But we did see a few statements over the last few days and today, basically blaming Democrats for politicizing the attack. Today, Mitch McConnell, in his statement, the Senate Minority Leader, called January 6th a dark day. But then he accused Democrats of politicizing the day, saying that they're trying to use it to pass filibuster reform, which obviously has been going on in the last couple of weeks. Senator Lindsey Graham, who originally seemed to part ways with the former president in the days after January 6th, defended him today. He said that the President Biden's speech today was a brazen politicization. I knew I was going to say that wrong, of January 6th. Easy for me to say, right?
Yeah. Chris Pallone live tonight from our nation's capital. Chris, thank you. Betsy?
Well, on this date a year ago, several Ohio congressional members were on Capitol grounds as rioters entered that building. Today, many reflected on the destruction that happened inside. But the focus today surrounds a couple things. Security at that Capitol, which they say has improved greatly since last year, and making sure those who were involved are still brought to justice.
They were defending us every second of the way, and they were so outnumbered. And we'd been up in the gallery for quite a while. And so you could hear the damage occurring, the echoes in the Capitol itself.
I think the leadership's improved. I know that officers are dedicated. I've talked to a lot of officers since then. I've talked to custodians and other workers at the Capitol that they don't want to live through anything like that again.
We also reached out to Senator Rob Portman, who said, quote, "The January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, a symbol of American democracy, was a stain on our nation's history, and we need to be sure it never happens again."